Race America was released in North America for the NES in 1992, after coming out in Europe as Corvette ZR1 Challenge 2 years earlier. We didn't get the Corvette license over here in the States, so the vehicles were redesigned to resemble Dodge Vipers instead. Your objective is to race against one of 8 other racers in a trip across the country. You get quite the cast of colorful characters like Mike Linguini and Vava Vroom. Each race is a different leg of the cross-country journey. If you win, you move on to the next character, and if you lose, you drop a spot. It's kind of like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, where you're ranked up or down, but strangely in this game, you can pick any of the 8 racers right away. And it's not like Mega Man, where the difficulty is evenly distributed throughout the 8 opponents. There's a hierarchy, and they let you know it when they insult both you and the lowest ranked racer, Lance Slick, in the newspaper article by chastising you if you lose to him. The race is presented in various perspectives, starting off with a side view when they first drop the flag, which is a bit weird for a car racing game. Even though it's a drag race at this point and you don't need to be going from side to side, it's still weird that they even bother with this, but it gets weirder. Shortly after that, the camera changes to a more traditional behind-the-car view, and thankfully this is how the majority of the race runs. But what's jarring as shit is that you may or may not be in the larger screen up top. This screen always belongs to the car that's in front. The car that's trailing is in the smaller screen. Making things worse is that when you get close to your opponent, the camera shifts to this overhead quote-unquote helicopter view. So now you have to adjust to that, and then if you bypass your opponent or get overtaken, the camera shifts back to the rear view, and you not only have to adjust again, but you may or may not have swapped between the 2 screens. Now, you would think that this helicopter view was put into place as a means of possibly transitioning you from the trailing screen to the leading screen, but then again, sometimes they won't even bother with this helicopter screen. You'll just switch from the top screen to the bottom or vice versa. So sometimes you can expect the jarring camera angle switch to the overhead angle, and sometimes you won't. And there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to what makes that determination. So you can never really get into a flow. And that inconsistency is just as jarring as the jarring camera switches to begin with. Another thing that keeps you out of rhythm is the gear shifting. You have to let go of the gas, then hit the directional button up or down, and then back to accelerating, which is clunky as all hell. Why couldn't you just push select to change gears rather than awkwardly playing Twister with your fingers to try to get you to pick up the pace? I get that they're trying to emulate driving with one foot as much as possible, but this doesn't make for a pleasant gaming experience. I will say that the controls are good in terms of steering your car, and the graphics are decent enough, but holy hell, these quick cut camera angles and the shitty gear shifting really bogs the whole game down. There is a 2-player mode, but do you really want to bother?